Hello and welcome to another World of Warplanes video with me, Certain Death. I've been asked recently in the comment section of one of my earlier videos if I would start doing some videos of regular planes that are in the tech tree rather than just premium ones. So here we go. We're going to have a look today at the Tier 3 Russian multi-role fighter, the I-16 early mod, or I-16E. As normal, there'll be some background footage playing and I'll be talking about the strengths and weaknesses of this plane and whether it's worth getting or not. Now if you're wondering why I'm doing a tier 3 plane, I'll be completely honest. I am not very far through any of the tech trees yet. I've only been playing World of Warplanes again since about the beginning of November, so about 3 or 4 weeks now, and since I'm working on most tech trees simultaneously rather than grinding one, then I've got to sort of tier 4 in a lot of areas rather than specifically gone as far as 7 or 8 in one tree. Anyway, so the I-16, why did I pick this one? Well, I think it's a fantastic little plane, generally speaking, for one that you can play at tier 3 and just have fun with. It's a multi-role fighter. It plays, for me, very much like a standard fighter. It is pretty nippy and pretty manoeuvrable. Let's talk about some of its strengths and weaknesses just while this replay happens. I've called this replay video, by the way, Single Sortie Supremacy because, as you'll see in this, I managed to go through the entire game in the first sortie only. Don't get killed off once, which is a little bit surprising given that you will see that this has 110 hit points. It's one of the lowest. Compared to its competitors, at tier 3 other multi-role fighters, you have the UK's Blackburn Skewer, which has double the hit points, 220 I believe, and the USA's P35, which has a bit more, about 150 or 160 than this. I'll mention more about those other alternative choices a little bit later on, but you'll see straight away, it's not the fastest plane. It ticks over around about sort of 300-ish kilometers per hour, but it's really manoeuvrable. It's got a manoeuvrability up in the 900s, even if you have it fully loaded out, as I do, with 4 rockets on board. It's a pretty manoeuvrable plane, so it plays like a fighter. It's much better at lower levels. It's much better at fighting in low level combat than it is higher up, but because it has a low stall speed as well, means you can actually get up there and battle it out, duke it out a bit with some of those bigger planes higher up. So, what's it all about then? Well, we mentioned already it's not lightning fast, it's average speed, and it is pretty manoeuvrable. I'm actually just having fun here looking at the fact there's 3 guys to choose to pick and shoot off. Just shoot whoever you want really. There's 2 of them gone, chase the 3rd one down. Anyway, yeah, so it's okay. Manoeuvrability wise it's alright. Hit point wise it's a bit on the low side. Controllability it's 83, which is generally pretty good, it's alright. But you might notice already, you might have seen for yourself, those guns seem to work. Yeah, they do. Once you get it pimped out, which doesn't take very much in tier 3, it's got a pair of 7.62s and a pair of 12.7s. So it's got 4 guns, and it's got therefore really quite effective firepower. Distance wise, it's still around the mid 400 meters area, but the amount of damage output, it can just put out so much. You can see this example as I'm speaking here. This guy's just been taken down at half his hit points as I approached him, and now he's just going to get tracked down and finished off. It can just put pay to anybody really quite quickly. It's got 4 rockets as well. That's quite standard on multi-role fighters higher up in the game, but at tier 3 a little bit of a surprise. It's got 4 rockets. So, given that the job of a multi-role fighter is to also do a little bit of work on the ground, it can do that. You might have seen right at the beginning of this game that what I did was just start firing those rockets straight into the enemy, the neutral ground targets early on to try and do bits of damage there. But most of the time, as you've probably seen in my other videos, I play more as a fighter player, and I just enjoy dogfighting. So the rockets are fully loaded again now, so I might well use some more. One of these things that I've been trying to do, which I've never successfully done yet really, is actually managed to slam a rocket into somebody and shoot them down with one. It's one of the things I really want to do, but because of the inaccuracy of them, you've got to get quite close in order to do that. But one of these days, I'll maybe do that with a plane like this, possibly. I mentioned earlier it's possible competitors. Assuming you like playing multi-role, you've got 2 choices. Actually, I think you've got 3 choices because the Americans have 2. They have the F3F and they have the P35, and then the British have the Blackburn Skewer. The Blackburn, to be fair, it plays a lot more like a small heavy fighter. It's got much bigger hit points, it's got a much more damaging gun, but it's slow and sluggish with very poor manoeuvrability. And to be fair, it plays better at a higher altitude than this. The American ones, the F3F and the P35, play a little bit more like this, but personally I prefer this one, this little I-16 early mod. I think it's a lovely little plane. You can see already that I've just been going on, I'm just literally dotting from target to target, just putting shots into whoever gets in my way, getting onto the next guy and just going to work. Now, as a team we're doing alright. I mean, I'm playing this as a combination of an attacking sense and defending. When somebody's coming in to try and take back one of our territories, I'm just getting busy on them. Here's another guy coming in, and you can just see, as long as you get the lead right, you can just pick him straight off. He hasn't even gotten near to doing any damage to the base, and he's out of there. Next one's coming in. It's also got such good manoeuvrability. If somebody tries to ram you, and they do sometimes, particularly bigger planes, you can just get out of the way in time. This guy here, I've just swooped in straight behind him, put the damage onto him. Just get basically picking you off, go, 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 and he's almost gone. And that's him out of there as well. You'll see that my combat rating has just gone to 7,300. Bear in mind, still on first sortie. There's only one playing here. We're now as a team maybe 60 or 70%, so the game is looking pretty secure. We're going to do a pretty good job of this. This is the worst part of this plane really, is that when you have to move between one sector and the next, it takes time to get there, and if your team need you urgently, you can't support fast enough, and if you maybe need to repel an enemy attack, you can't get there quickly enough. It's just taking time to actually catch up here with this attack plane, but when I do catch up with him, there we are, just go to work, put him in my sights. I actually got the kill there, even though I just barely hit him at all. Somebody else. And it's just a lovely little plane to play. I would suggest, if you're somebody new to the game and you're thinking, what do I want to play, how do I want to play this, how will I maybe get to learn some of a little bit of ground attack and a little bit of also how to play dogfighting, multi-role fighters might be the ones for you, but particularly this USSR, this Russian line that goes down to the I-16, is, in my opinion, highly recommended. If you haven't tried this plane, do try it out, because you can get from the tier 1 to tier 3 in an hour's gameplay, so you can be trying this plane out for yourself pretty soon. You see there, I've just passed the 8,000 combat points mark, and the game is nearly won now. I'm taking a bit of a gamble now. I'm deliberately going deep into enemy territory to try and get last kills, just to try and push up my personal combat rating even higher, and do every single thing that I can to maximise my score, and that's the end of the game. So you'll see there that I managed to collect 9,500 combat points in total. Got the Flying Start award, which is quite common to be honest, hat-trick for one of each type of enemy killed, effective fire, subjugator. Got the class 4 multi-fire award, finished second in the team overall, and you'll notice that this is a non-premium plane at tier 3, and it's pulled in quite a lot of credits, just because it's been so successful. Now, part of that was because of these missions, which I'm just hovering on now at the minute, so you wouldn't necessarily always get that much money, but you can still get in 20 and 25, 30,000 credits by playing this little plane quite well. And as I've always said, it's about having fun. I love this little plane. It's one of these ones I've already decided to keep in my garage and go back to whenever I'm just having a bit of a rough time. As ever, I hope this video has helped you to decide what you might or might not want to play. I'll be keeping the videos coming. Please do share, like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Goodbye.